through the misty fells, where the lake winds cry, with a map in hand and a twinkle in his eye. The hills echo steps of a wandering soul. A silver fox grins as he reaches his goal.
Right, good morning and welcome back to another adventure. This time we're back in the Lake District after our Scottish adventures, and we've got a full gang today. We've got the absolute legend that is Dave Osselmeyer, man. Mary and Derick.
Hi.
And then ahead we've got Paul and Steve. So, as you see, we started off in Bowness Knott Car Park near Ennerdale, and we're currently on the long 3-mile walk towards the other end of Ennerdale. We're here to do 9 new fells today, 2 Wainwrights, 3 Birketts and 4 Synges. 2 Wainwrights will be Haycock and Caw Fell. And the first hill of the day is Mell. So it's Saturday the 23rd of May. This is the start of the heat wave and the clear blue sky days apparently. But Lake District forecast or weather has different ideas for us by the looks of it. We are promised it will get out nice and clear later, so we'll keep our fingers crossed that that does happen, because it will be very disappointing if it doesn't. But once again, the forecasters are wrong. They forecast clear skies and a stiff breeze. At this present moment in time, we've got anything but clear skies, and there's not a breath of wind. Not a breath. So there you go.
Well, I do expect to come back.
Yeah, I know, but I mean.
Okay, so after a mile and a half, we take a right off that track and cross this lovely little bridge here over the river Liza or Liza, and look at the colour of this water, absolutely crystal clear. Crystal clear, no filtering needed in that. Let's come back to the track that we followed down there. Stunning. Right, apologies, I've not shown you where we're going yet. So while we carry on this nice track in the middle of the wonderful Ennerdale Valley, looking down to Ennerdale down there, you go and have a look at where we're off to today, and we'll see you shortly. We've been on is the coast to coast route, so any coast to coasters will come probably through that gate there, down that track, and then head off down Ennerdale towards Blacksail Hut, the youth hostel. But not for us today. We're through this gate, heading for our first fell of Ling Mel. So through the gate, and the path splits, and we're taking a left. So we reach a point in the track now where we're going to branch off, and then we're heading off up that path and through that gate and into the woods. I've just been saying it's like being back up on the Affric Kintail Way already. This gate looks like it's seen better days, so there's no posts, so we just walk around it. Right, so gaining a bit of height now, we can see down to Ennerdale Water and the track in the trees there where we walked along, but it's starting to get sticky now. Very sticky. It's not a breath of wind, and in these trees there's a bit of humidity lying around, and I think very shortly we're in the clouds, getting eaten alive by these bleeding midges. It's ideal conditions for them. Still, damp, humid, little bastards. Steve looks like he's German dancing here. He's slapping his thighs and his legs.
Well, look at that one there. Get off, you. Get off.
Right, that's me and Steve out of the woods now into the cloud. But we're just stood here waiting for the out of the trees into the clouds, Steve.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for the
Cooling down anyway.
waiting for the others to catch up, and then our first fell of Ling Mel in brackets Ennerdale is probably about 15 minutes up that way.
15 minutes.
We'll wait for the others to catch up.
Trying,
and then we'll
bless it.
It's trying.
Get them little legs over. Sorry to get my little legs over.
So that's us nearly up on the summit of Ling Mel, and yeah, it's starting to clear now, and it's looking a lot more promising. So fingers crossed, in not so long all this cloud will have gone and we'll be in for a nice day. Here we are, first summit of the day, and it's the Birkett of Ling Mel. Open brackets Ennerdale, closed brackets, and it's 427 metres. Hold on, Dave. Hold on, Steve.
Well done.
Mary.
1,428 feet.
Yeah, Paul works in old money. So yeah, and the views are starting to open up now. So our next fell is Chewit Howe, which is that one straight in front of us. Right, so that's us left Ling Mel. This area here where the chaps are walking across, I would suggest after a heavy spell of rain that'd be quite boggy, but it's alright today. Steve's only got trail runners, so he's trying to find a way around, but yeah, it's not too bad. So that's, yeah, so we're over there and we're trying to find a path. I don't think there'll be much of a track, but until we start climbing the ridge, you can see there's a good path going up onto the ridge, but might be a bit of Synge in between here and there, but there you go. There you go, it's good to be back in the lakes. So we've finished that short bit of off-pisting, Syngeing, and we've now picked up this little trod that's going to take us onto the ridge up to Chewit Howe. It's looking glorious now out to the north and over Ennerdale Water. So hopefully some of that comes our way. So that's looking up to the ridge that takes you up to Steeple, which for me, of all the Wainwrights that I've done up to now, for me it's the finest one I've done. I did it on a glorious day, and the views up there, and it's just a fantastic mountain in Steeple, and I can't wait to get up there again at some point. Fantastic mountain. See, even the sheep agrees with me. So we're not far off the top now of our second hill of Chewett How. Unfortunately the clouds in, you'll be able to see pretty much most of our route today. You can see on the end about there, that's Brown Boat House, sorry, that's our last one. Yeah, it's just a pity there's clouds here, because the forecast, it was not meant to be like that, so that's it's a real shame at the moment. But you never know, it might clear sooner rather than later, fingers crossed. Right, second hill of the day, the Synge of Chewett How, 612 metres. Bosh. Well done, Dave. And there's feck all to see. Just as we get here, it clouds in. Typical. Anyway, just waiting for the other three to rock up. Well, I think we're going to have a break here. We can get out of the wind somewhere. Okay, so we're leaving Chewett How, and then we're heading over to these crags here, trying to get behind them and get out of the wind and have a drink and a bite to eat.
You not put your clothes on while you're sitting.
Right, we've had something to eat and drink. Chili pork pie from Morrison's. And if you're ever up on Chewett How, just drop off the summit, you'll see some crags on the right of you. Look at that. Perfect little chair with a padded back to sit down and have your brew. Anyway, so our route now is straight ahead, and then we're veering off to our left to go up to Great Scope Fell. We've got the wind now, we just need the sun to come out, because they did say it was going to be breezy. But yeah, so we don't think there'll be a path. We might find one, but if not, we're off piste up to Great Scope Fell. So we've had a bit of a board meeting and we've come to an executive decision. The plan was to just make our own way up there to Great Scope Fell, but we've made a decision to stick to the main path to the Col and then just do an out and back. If this wasn't part of a 14-mile route, we might give it a go, but
There is a groove there, Dave.
there is a groove.
Right, you can be the decision maker here. Are you going to redo that bit of video content, or are we going up the path?
No, come on, we'll go that way.
Go that way? Alright, come on then.
I'm all for a bit of fun.
I was hoping you were going to say the path.
I don't know about a quick way up, but it might be a quick way down.
Foster's probably done that route.
Yeah, I reckon he has. Okay, so we followed the ridge line to its highest point, hop over this fence, and then these rocks here. This is the summit of Great Scope Fell at 802 metres, the Birkett. Boom. Well done, Dave. Well, yeah, as on the previous fells, there's not much to see at all, unfortunately. So the Wainwright summit of Little Scope Fell is a bit further up that way, but that's not for us today. We're down this way, heading for Haycock, and our first Wainwright of the day. Well, Dave, I'm so glad I packed the suntan lotion.
I advise him on that.
All week, pack your suntan lotion, bring your suntan lotion, even last night. Even last night I got a message, don't forget your suntan lotion. Look at it.
Ashley Arnold will have done that fell actually, because he's done Haycock from
right.
Fell, so yeah.
Did he do it?
Shout out to you, Ashley.
Shout out Ashley.
Dave wasn't gonna, I do.
There we go. This is the cairn at the col between Skull Fell and Haycock. So if you weren't doing Great Skull Fell, if you weren't doing Great Skull Fell from Chewett How, you come up and you cross this stile here and turn right. But yeah, so we've done Great Skull Fell, come down here, and it's just a short pull up now to Haycock. Here we are on our 4th fell of the day and our first Wainwright of Haycock, 797 metres. Wainwright 199. Boom.
Well done, Dave.
Well done, Dave. Still can't see bugger all. Oh, there's 2 reprobates over there, the other side of the wall. We'll go and see who they are.
Oh yes, but
Eating again, look.
I know, it doesn't seem that long to be I'm eating with you.
Okay, so there we go, we've left Haycock and we're now on the route down to our next fell of Haycock and Caw, which is kind of out that way, and then we're going to cut across and rejoin the col before heading up to Caw. But with a feeling this might be a lot of off-piste work, but we'll get there. We'll just take our time, keeping an eye on the contours of the map, making sure we don't hit too steep a ground. But you never know, dropping down 150 metres we might even get some views. So it is quite a distinct path coming off Haycock, more distinct than I was expecting, to be honest. And there is a cairn marked on the map, so you're heading for this, but the path takes you pretty much, if you keep on the path it takes you there, and then I would suggest that the path carries on going and pretty much takes us to our next destination. Yeah, this is the cairn you're looking for. If you do lose the path, just look for this cairn that's marked on the map. Dave's just been saying things are brightening up. I think it's just because we've dropped out of the clouds.
good to be out on the fells.
Yeah, exactly. We think Haycock and Caw is just this little knobble in front of us here. Right, here we are on the Synge of Haycock and Caw, 574 metres. Boom. And I don't believe that there's many people other than me and this man have been here.
That's me.
As Dave was saying, we've probably got wonderful views down over towards Sea Talon and that area, but I could be just telling you anything, couldn't I, really, to be fair. On the right there we've got Everest, just to the left of that is Lhotse, and Kilimanjaro's over there.
If you look closely you can see the Affric Kintail Way there.
Yeah. So, right, so we're going to leave here now. Nothing to see, so we're going to pick up the path again, follow that to that cairn, and try and skirt the contours and avoid going back up to Haycock. So we were on a path, the path kept coming in and going out, but it's now disappeared really, so we just keep checking the map and contouring round. We've now hit this rocky section, but I don't think we've any choice but to go through it. So our next summit of Little Gouda Crag is in a direct line up there, so it's not too far away, about half a mile I think Dave said, if that. So just keep going, we won't be one foot in front of the other, slow and steady, and we'll get there. It's so disappointing about this bloody weather, really disappointing. We've been looking forward to this all week. There we go, so over that boulder field, it didn't take us too long, 5 minutes, onto the grass, and then we come up against another little one, but this one looks like we can easily skirt round this, just where Dave is, just a bit further round, and this should bring us pretty much out onto the summit of little Gouda Crag, so we should be there in not too much time at all. It's not been too difficult to pull actually up here. I thought it was going to be harder than it was. Right, so it's not so bad. Okay, so we're now back on the main path that follows the wall. It takes us directly onto the summit of Little Gouda Crag. We were just saying, it's like they're doing some work on building a fence. I'm not quite sure why when you've got this magnificent stone structure here. But there you go. They must know better. Right, the summit's just up there. Okay, here we are on our 6th hill of the day. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, it's Little Gouda Crag at 734 metres. Well done, Dave. And there's no summit cairn. It's Synge, is it, Dave? Birkett. Birkett, so no cairn, but the hill bagging says a rock 1 metre south of the wall. There's the wall. We're south of it, so we'll assume it's that one. Still nothing to see. There you are. North, south, east, west. You wouldn't believe it, but up there is Little Gouda Crag, so a little tricky scramble down. As long as you take your time, just watch where you're putting your foot in, you'll be fine. So we're now on to our next fell, which will be our 7th. That was our 6th back up there. We've done a count. That was our 6th Little Gouda Crag. Our 7th is a big one. Our next Wainwright of Caw Fell. It will be my 200. Shame about the poxy weather. I don't know what all this is about. It's obviously something to do with this fence, but there's an office block there, there's a toilet block or a changing room, there's two thunder boxes. Well, I wonder what all that's about. Just saying about they took some airlifting in. Can't be all that just to build a new style, surely.
I don't know the way this council spends money.
So follow the wall down and then over this rock in the wall, a hole in the wall, and over this new style that's been put in. Not too far away, the Caw Fell summit. Right, well here we are, big moment. The Wainwright summit of Caw Fell, 697 metres. And Wainwright number 200, boom. Hello Dave, cheers. Yeah. So yeah, there's a milestone. Wainwright number 200, 14 left to go. So, it's just a pity. The weather's is what it is, unfortunately, but there you go. I was forecast 4 days of rain in Scotland and hardly got any. I was forecast clear blue skies and a heat wave in the Lake District first time back, and this is what I've got. So there you go, that's the weather for you. So there's the summit of Iron Crag. We somehow need to find a way of getting over this wall. We're assuming that there's going to be a stile somewhere a bit further up here. So about 500 yards past the summit cairn, you come to this gate. Through this gate we're going to dump the bags and then we're going to head off up to the summit, which is up there. So basically dump the bags here and out back. Right, here we are on our second to last fell of the day, or penultimate for the clever people. Iron Crag at Birkett, around about 640 metres. I can't remember exactly, I'll put it on the screen. It's been a tough one to get to, but it's in the bag now, and now we're just back following this wall on the way to our last fell of the day of Follwo. Okay, so we originally plotted to go over this fell in front and above Follwo crags and then round the back of them, but we think that branching off the path and heading directly this way will take us down to Follwo with less steep descent. So that's what we're doing. So we're back to Tim Synge, only fitting seeing as it is a Synge that we're heading towards. So here we are, Tim Synge to a Synge. So hopefully this should get us there a lot easier than what we originally plotted.
Like a carpet.
It is like a good old proper shag pile. So if you can see this, I'll just try and show you here what I'm talking about. So that was the pink line there, that was our original route, and you can see it takes us over Follwo Crag down to Follwo, but it's quite steep here. You can see by the contour lines are very narrow. So what, as I say, what we decided to do, if you look here, the contour lines are much closer, much wider, or a bit wider apart. So we've just basically taken cutting an angle really to go down the less steeper contours. So what we did was, I don't know whether you can see in front on the screen, there's two white houses. So we took a view on them and headed towards them, but also on the map there you can see where the arrow is, where we are. You can see we're on a wall. This is that said wall. So that's how we know where we are. So we're not just, when we say we're winging it, we're not winging it. We actually do know what we're doing. So I hope that's kind of like explained to anybody wondering how we do navigate these Synges when there isn't paths to them, and how we get to them and how we know where we're going. So that's how we're navigating, and that's how and it's a changing thing, because obviously contours on maps are all very well, but there's nothing better than actually seeing the landscape for real. So when you get there you think, oh, we might change our plan here, we might have found something that looks a little easier. So that's a bit of an explanation as to how we go about it. As you can see, there's Dave down there. So this is just, obviously we're off piste, but it's easy walking, nothing difficult about it. There's no real craggy rocks or anything like that. So yeah, I hope that's helped. Let me know anyway. But we do things safely. We don't take risks. We would never take risks. So yeah, that's how we plot our way around these Synges off pathless terrains. Thanks for sticking with us. We finally got some views again. So we can see over there to Lingmel, which was our first of the day. You can see all the way along the ridge there. That's Starling Dodd in the middle and Great Bourne. Two of the 14 left that I still need. And then there's the wonderful Ennerdale Valley and full length of Ennerdale. Right, and we can actually see our final little fell of the day straight in front of us, that little knoll there of Follwo, so not too far away. 20 minutes I reckon we'll be there, something like that. Here he comes.
That distance for a Synge is 20 minutes. It's only about a quarter of a mile.
Well, after 10 minutes of bog trotting, we've found what resembles a trod. And there it is, Follwo. A few metres in front of us. Right, here we are, our final hill of the day, and it's the Synge of Boat Howe, 364 metres.
Well done.
Well done, pal. And typically everything's starting to come into view now. So that's Iron Crag where we've just come from. That's the terrain that we've just come down. Now this is Boat Howe Crags under here, so this is what I was saying before. We originally planned to go over the top there and approach Boat Howe from this side, but in the end we chose that side. Whether we chose the right way or not, who knows. But there's looking over down Ennerdale. You've got red pike, starling dod, great bourne, the last two that I still need. Boner knots there on the end where I can see the car park actually underneath, and then a fantastic view of Ennerdale. But our path, well, our lack of path now leads us down onto the coast to coast route, following Ennerdale over the bridge and then back to the car. But yeah, typically it's getting out nice now. And there's Crag Fell up there, another one that I need. Dave has just been saying not many people see it from this angle. I said to him, when you say not many, you mean two.
That's really, you know, honestly, that's very pointy. From any other side, it just looks like a green dod mound.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see.
Cracking. Absolutely stunning. Anyway, let's get off here and get heading back towards the car. So there we are, we're off Boat Howe, which is up here. Bit of care needed coming down there. It's quite overgrown with heather and the likes, and you've just got to watch out for holes. So that's where poles do come into their own, really. Checking out there's no big holes you can just stick your leg down. So that's us now just making our way. We're now in shorter grass, so making our way down to the coast to coast path along Ennerdale. And I'll bring you back there and we'll do our final terraz. So, see you in a bit. Through the forest, and we're now on the coast to coast path, so we can actually say we've walked a bit of the coast to coast on this today's walk. And it's nice to be out in the sunshine. Where was this 8 hours ago? Where the hell was this 8 hours ago? Robbed. It's meant to have been like this all day. Bloody weather. Right, I think while the sun's out, I'll do my sign off. So, firstly, thanks to this man, Mr. Austell. Thanks for joining me on my venture again. So 9 new fells today, but the main two, the two Wainwrights, the 199 and 200. So that's a really good milestone to get. Just 14 to go now. So thanks for watching. If you still are, absolutely fair play to you. Fair play to you on this one. So all it remains for me to say is, again, thanks for watching. I'll leave you with a shot of Ennerdale water, and we'll see you out on the next adventure, which won't be too long away. All the best.